What's going on, everybody? Welcome to, I'm going to say the Game Time podcast for now because this is the official announcement video. That's right, folks. We are ending the podcast. This is the final. No, I'm joking. We are rebranding the podcast. As you guys have noticed over the last, I want to say month, maybe 2 months, the show is no longer really a podcast, right? We have different forms of content coming out. We have recorded content. We have a weekly interview series with the head coach of an NAIA men's basketball program. We have a live show on Mondays, Fridays, and Sundays. The show has been completely different. The format is completely different from what you guys have seen from us from April to about maybe August up until this point. We are excited to announce an official rebrand. Nothing's really going to change. We are just swapping out podcasts for network. This was a long time conversation me and Daryl have had about a month making the switch from podcast to network. Originally, we were just going to call the website. Yes, we now have a website. Originally, we were just going to call the website the network, and have the website be called the Game Time Network and then continue to keep this as the podcast. But we've decided, what is a network? A network is something that carries multiple shows. And at this point, we do carry multiple shows on this YouTube channel. You have Game Time Live, our flagship live stream show with interviews, recaps, and other stuff. You have Cott's Corner, Daryl's solo recorded show where he talks about college football and anything else he wants to rant about. You've got my show, Game Time After Hours. And not only that, you've got Following the Pack with Coach Hester, and you even have our other second live stream show, that Crosstime College Football. That's our other show. So we have about 5 shows now on the channel, so it only made sense to rebrand into a network. And I'm going to go ahead and give it to my co-host, DCot, Daryl Cothran, to talk about this rebrand and what it means for the future of the network or the podcast. If somebody still calls it a podcast, we are not going to hold that against you, right? But the future of this channel, Daryl, I want to give you a chance to speak on the growth and everything that kind of led up to this moment, and then I'll pull up the website on the screen and we'll talk about it a little bit.
Well, thanks, Isaiah. It started, to be quite frank about this, it started around June or July when we realized it wasn't just fun anymore. It was fun, but we started to get some traction. People start watching, reaching out, saying, hey, I like what you all are doing and those type of things. Then we tied in with my friend, Matt Gaddis, who's our first sponsor. And Mac has supported us in the ways and kind of having some ideas and some different things. But I'd be remiss if I also didn't give credit to my guys at Crossroads Sports. That's JB, my man JB. Then you've got Brandon over there as well too. Brandon and JB. I was a caller on their show years and years ago, and they kind of gave me the life, the love for this piece. So this is why we do the Cross Talk on Sunday nights to break down college football. So all those things tied in. You got a great sponsor. You got great friends that have supported and helped and gave you little tidbits about getting things up and running from our gear to those type of things. And then we realized, hey man, we're pretty decent at this thing. What I will tell you is this: no one's thinking that we've arrived, because we haven't yet. This is a hell of a lot harder than you people think. Preparing, talking about these things, having takes. You've got to do a lot of study work. You got to know, who is and who isn't. So this has been a big part of what we're doing going into the last part of this year. The GameTimeNetwork.org is our new place. We have a person who supports us from our gear piece. We've also, with our networking, we've got someone that supports us from our networking. That information will be on the screen here shortly. And again, all those things matter to get to a point of where we're having more and more reach. We just had a great interview with Coach Washington of Lawrence Central High School, talk about his athletic team and what they've got planned for this year. So all of this in tow, I couldn't think of a better thing to do than go from the podcast to a network. Easier to find us, easier to click on and search us, and also to share as well too. We've done a lot of good behind sharing and caring for folks. You're just under 200 subscriptions. We want to continue to push that push that content that you all want to hear and you all want to see. So big thanks to all those folks who've subscribed, who've reached out, on the side, said, hey, you all are doing a really good job. Yes, we're the Warren Central connection, but that's not going to stop. So appreciate the love. And I know Isaiah is going to share a little bit on his screen share, but this is why we do this, to enjoy, have fun, and do what we like, and that's talking sports.
And I would be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to your son Darren. Before those videos are not public to this channel anymore, but before this podcast, it was me and Darren doing a show. And
in my house, upstairs in the game room.
Yes. And that was kind of my first recollection of, I wanted to do something, but I didn't want to do it by myself. And Darren, I trusted him to talk sports on a professional level. And, it kind of molded into that. And, obviously Darren went, there was a day I wanted to record and I didn't hear back from him. And I'm like, man, is he mad at me? And you texted me. I think Darren gave you my number and you texted me and let me know. And then I think a couple weeks later, you came back to me and said, hey, I want to do a podcast. And, and at the time, I wanted to find something to do with this channel. And I was like, all right, what could go wrong? And I think the chemistry, Ramon is not here, but I think Ramon as well, everything that has been put into this pod on the content side of things. And, it's been a huge journey for me. It's helped me grow my platform. I think with this podcast, I've met with a couple of radio stations and they've looked at my resume and they said, that you've built something with that podcast. That's something people can look at and see the work you've put in and the guests that you've brought in. And I think that's another reason why we've taken this more seriously is the guests we brought in. When Matt Taylor and Mark Boyle joined us and we're still on Zoom and you look where we're at now, it shows the level of growth that this podcast has really had over its short period of time existing. And now it's no longer a podcast. It's a network. We've got a multitude of shows. So I am proud to present the Game Time Network website. It is official. If you look right here, I'm not going to click on it, but if you hit this button, it'll take you right to the YouTube. Same thing up here. Home, about, shows, merch. We'll actually show that section here in a second. Socials, and then obviously subscribe will take you to the YouTube channel. Subscribe. There you go. Yeah, subscribe. We are almost at 200 followers, or 200 subs, I should say. So if you can, definitely get us there. This is the What We're About section. If you want to learn more about the Game Time Network, this is the section to check out. And then obviously meet the host. Look at those beautiful, handsome men on the screen. Daryl, talk about this section real quick. Talk about yourself. Talk about me as well, and then obviously Ramon. What the work that's been put in by us three, and in the impact that we've all made on this show.
It was important, right? We're East Siders, right? And I'm a proud East Sider from the word go. I've always been on the East Side, and I always will be on the East Side. And we want to just kind of share a little about who we were, who we are, and what we've done. As you see there, obviously I'm a Warren Central graduate, Army veteran, lifelong East Sider. Love coaching from 5-year-olds to high school AAU. Love the Hoosiers, love the Tide, love my Pacers, Pacer Nation all day and twice on Sunday. And again, we're going to always have that energy about trying to bring something. We're not trying to be anyone else. We're trying to be exclusive to what we do. We don't want to do any copycatting. We understand that there could be some crossover, but we really work in our production meetings. We talk about not crossing over and not kind of copycatting. So we do our best to be as original as we can be and talk about those things that are important to our listeners and our followers, like in the Indianapolis region. So, yeah. Yeah,
for sure. And then obviously, if you look down here, we've got the shows, all of the shows. This is the reason why we decided to change the name. You look at it right here, the flagship show, Game Time Live every Sunday. We have Sunday on there, but you guys kind of see at this point, Mondays and Fridays are also days that we will go live with the show Game Time Live. And then after that, you've got our other shows, right? Following the Pack with Coach Hester and myself, a one-on-one interview series. of us covering the IU East Red Wolves men's basketball season. Game Time After Hours, which now holds the record for the most viewed recorded show in the podcast / network's history. You know, if you take both eras, because now, you know, you have the podcast era of the channel and the network era of the channel. This is now my brand holds the record for the most viewed show that we have had. So I feel very proud about that, as you can see. And then obviously we've got one of the newer shows now, Cott's Corner, 2 episodes in. You added in the applause. I appreciate that. But you got Cott's Corner as well. And you know, first episode out the gate, Daryl got us 100 views on that first episode talking about Miles Turner. He put out another one about Shadur Sanders. But Daryl, I want to ask you, you know, we've been hitting the live shows pretty hard. And I came to you a couple weeks ago and I said, man, I think we've got to do better with our recorded content. Because, you know, not everybody can be there for a live stream. And not everybody can sit there and watch our 1-hour interviews and stuff like that. Some people may want to hear our thoughts on stuff in a shorter, more recorded way, like we used to, going back to our roots of what we used to do, right?
Right.
About the recorded content and the future of the recorded content as a whole.
Well, you know, we started off at we were Zooming, right? 40-minute increments, right? And then we grew to obviously the StreamYard. And what that did, it gave us the opportunity to go live and record. And what we found was the recordings are good because, to your point, you know, everyone works different hours and different times of the day. So oftentimes maybe you would have missed a live recording because you were at work. You had things to do. You had things going on in your life. So we have an opportunity now. We've done recordings. This is going to be a recording. This is a recording here. And it gives us a little bit more flexibility with our viewership. And it also gives us the ability to drop shorts. The shorts have been good for us. The short videos, a lot of good feedback on the short videos. And that's what we want to continue to do. Yes, we want to go live. We go live and late breaking things like the college football playoffs. After this Tuesday, every Tuesday after, we're going to go live and late breaking on Tuesday because that's important to a lot of people, right? We're going to hit on that. When the NBA revs up and the playoff time comes, we're going to hit on that as well, you know. So NFL playoffs, same thing, live and late breaking. So we're going to have some good things going on that StreamYard has given us the ability to flex with that Zoom would have never given us. So happy about that. And I'm looking forward, you know, Isaiah, to the next 6 months and see what this looks like, man. I really am.
Yeah. And I want to give a big thank you, right, to Matt Gaddis, our sponsor. You know, Matt Taylor has been a big mentor of mine over the last 2 years at this point. He has helped me grow as a professional. He's given me some great advice, whether that's about my broadcasting, this podcast. I've gotten some great advice over the last couple of months because of this podcast alone. This podcast alone has grown my portfolio, and it's made my career. You know, I can't wait to, you know, when I left high school and had to go to college, I was nervous. I didn't want to. I wasn't looking forward to that type of change. I'm excited to get out of college and, you know, put more into this podcast and make money doing what I want to do, which is announcing. So I'm excited for what the future holds after next spring. And, you know, that summer again, when we get back to the summer where last year we were just starting out, next summer is a chance to grow. And I think with the recorded content that we have right now, along with the live content, I think things are only going to get bigger and better. We will obviously get Ramon's thoughts as well about all of the changes when we have him available. But it's awesome to be able to be at this point. Daryl, give me your final thoughts as we get ready to just kind of end this video and, you know, move forward.
Well, you know, we're going to slip up and say podcast from time to time. Just know that. We're going to slip up and say that. And that's okay.
Because it's going to take some use to changing up. You know, I may say podcast / network because we're not.
We are the network now. We're all in 100%. So with that said, I'm happy about it. We're working on some merchandising that's coming. We're going to be adding to this. As you see there, you've got, that's our guy, Evan Wilson. And listen, shameless plug. Evan Wilson is also a Warren Central graduate.
Yes.
He's been our digital guy for us for the last month and a half. Without the piece that Evan's done on this wouldn't be possible. What you're seeing as well.
This whole rebrand wouldn't have been possible.
Yeah, the tie-in was started with Mac. It grew with Evan, and again, I can't think of any better institution than tying in with fellow Warriors in this dynamic. So really happy about Evan. He's a easygoing guy. He's attending Ball State currently right now, and his dad also graduated from Warren Central. So yes, there's an absolute Warren Central bias here, and we're not ashamed of that. But we really want to do a good job for all of you all. So if there's, if you want to contact us, share information out to us that you like to see, we'll do everything we can to make it happen.
It's been a heck of a ride. Please show some love to Evan Wilson. If you need a website done, if you need anything digital done, please contact Evan Wilson. He has been a huge help getting this project done.
Yeah.
And we will make sure we promote him as we continue to move on here. Join the game time, folks. Subscribe to the network. We are almost at 200 subscribers. It's been a crazy week, right? I was complaining to Daryl a couple days ago about our clip not doing well, and then all of a sudden,
yes, you were.
YouTube gives us a video that's almost at 2,500 views. So thank you for all the love and support. Our merch is going to be available on the website very, very soon. We're going to continue to work on that, but we wanted to get the website out for you guys. So everything is here. One-stop shop. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's there. If you want to follow Daryl on Instagram and X, it's there. If you want to follow Ramon, it's there. Everything to find us is all in one spot. So we want to thank everyone for all the love and support. Daryl, any final thoughts?
Two thoughts. The show wouldn't be right without the kennel working in the background.
I'm taking that part out.
And secondly, I definitely want to shout out to my son, Darren Matthew, who's at Fort Carson, Colorado, protecting our country. He started with Isaiah on this, and over the next probably month and a half, don't be surprised if we have him as a guest on, speaking about what things look like to him back when he and Isaiah started, I think at this point now, a couple of years ago. So we'll have Darren on to kind of speak to some sports a little bit, just a little tidbit, not just because he's my son, but he knows sports as well. We were on the phone on Friday night, 2 hours and 17 minutes talking military, sports, hoops, and adulthood. Nothing like that. So we look forward to having Darren Matthew, aka the Tornado, on with us as a guest contributor here down the road, for sure.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's what I've got, Isaiah. Definitely appreciate the support.
It's been a heck of a journey, but folks, it's not quite over yet. It's not gonna be over for a long time. And the website has only secured that. So that's gonna do it, folks. We appreciate you guys for watching this announcement video. We'll be back for more right here on the Game Time Network.
Yeah.